And yeah, we're gonna get started.
They're gonna grab some people right now too.
Okay, great. Yeah, we'll bring in some folks. How are you feeling ahead of your set tonight? How are you doing?
I'm feeling great. Super excited. Sold out. It's been sold out for like a couple weeks, I think. And people have been messaging me nonstop online to see if there's a way in. And unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. But hey, good problem to have. Good problem to have. So yeah, super excited.
You better hope you bought a ticket nice and early. And I also know that this has been a really exciting time for you because you just sold out the Shrine at 5,000 people. Tell me about like that experience. What did that feel like for you?
That was like the craziest moment of my life. It was insane. The fact that 5,000 people wanted to buy a ticket to see me DJ was like insane for me. I definitely suffer from a bit of imposter syndrome like now and again, and it was just like, really? But it was also amazing, and my parents were there, my siblings were there, my uncles, my aunt, like so many friends and family. It was like a surreal experience to do that, and the production was crazy, and the lighting was crazy, and like everything about it just went perfectly. It was really cool.
That's really fantastic. Congratulations. I'm really curious, like as a DJ who's like growing like my own parties, my own party series, and I think a lot of DJs can learn from you, from your journey. What has it been like for you to like take this party that you have, that you brought to the Shrine, and scale it and have a consistent party that people want to keep coming back to? Like, tell me about what that has been like for you, and any tips for DJs who are trying to learn how to scale their own parties.
It's been crazy for me. I never thought that would happen, to be fair. Like, I had no plan. I was just kind of like, I think what I was trying to do most was A, do something that was really true to me, and B, like, provide a space that otherwise, that there weren't too many other similar spaces. Obviously there were other people doing it, I'm not trying to claim that, but I just mean like I was trying to like provide a space for people who were interested in that. And so I never knew anything like that would happen. And I guess all I did was keep true to myself and true to what I wanted to express, and keep on like giving my all in every situation. Super intentional with like every opener I booked, with every graphic artist I work with, for the flyers, and like everything matters, I think. So like that's a big tip I would say, is like every little thing matters. And so that's like a huge tip I have. Do things with intention. Don't just slap it together like willy-nilly. Like me personally, every time I see an AI flyer for a party, I just immediately like turned off by that. I'm like, I just don't want to go. So, you know, it's important to like put intention of those kinds of things, down to who you're getting to do the photography, the videography, the other DJs. And then I would say in practical terms, like a good advice for starting your own event, I would say is, at the end of the day, you have to kind of, how can I explain this? Like, you have to provide something of value, right? It doesn't have to be monetary value, I don't mean it like that, but like value to people, right? So the best way that if you're gonna want to try and do your own party or your own event, I think it's gotta be something that is like a need that needs to be fulfilled. You know, something that's missing, or something that you don't have enough of, or something that's unique to you. But if, let's say there's 100 tech house parties and you want to throw a tech house party too, unless there's a differentiating factor about it, it's just going to be really hard. It's going to be an uphill battle. So you have to do something that is unique to you, and serving some sort of community, right? And you're building a community, a genuine community around it. So that's what I would say.
Yeah. 100%. I think that's incredibly valuable advice, actually, filling a gap that, something that doesn't quite exist, and just like putting your own spin on it. I think something that's really beautiful about what you do, and you kind of just spoke to this in the last answer, is what you're doing with your music and the music you share. You're really like bringing your culture and similar cultures forward in club spaces where it really wasn't like seen in that way, and you're really making people feel seen. Like, I know that you've said like people have come up to you after your set like crying, being like, that was an insane experience for me. I'm wondering like if you had that experience seeing other DJs, like if you have a memory seeing a DJ who really made you feel seen and understood in a way no other DJ had before. Have you had that experience yourself?
Maybe not so much on a cultural level, but just on a musical level, I think, I'm trying to think, I was a huge Porter Robinson fan when I was in college, and I went to his Worlds tour, and that was unreal. And like, it was, I don't know, the artistry, everything was amazing. I opened up for Waka Flocka Flame one time in 2016, and that was like the crowning achievement of my life at that point. And watching him perform was the sickest thing ever. So like, it connected with me in a different way. The same way that music connects with anyone, right? It's just like it moves you, right? It's got energy, it's got whatever. I would say though, that there was a party collective and DJ collective in LA called Joan Nusser that doesn't exist anymore, but the first time that I went to one of their events, that impacted me big time, and was a huge motivation for me to start Habibi's House, because they were doing almost like a South Asian version, like of what I do, kind of. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, yeah, I want to do that for my culture, because it was such a beautiful thing to see how they were incorporating their culture and their heritage with different things from Afro to hip hop to house to whatever. So yeah, that's one of those moments for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Another thing I wanted to ask you about is like your own journey with production, and you also make a lot of really cool, like fun mashups, obviously, like bringing sounds together. We see a lot of DJs online like making mashups, and like a lot of them are fire, sometimes less so, but like a lot of times it's like really fire mashups online. But for DJs who are going on their own journey of production, playing around with mashups, what are your tips for creating a mashup that actually sounds really good and like the two songs are like harmonious with each other?
Okay, so I think number one, it has to be in key. Number one thing. The thing that irks me the most is when a mashup is totally out of key and it's like ear grating, like it's hard to hear, you know what I mean? So the mashup has to be in key, it has to be on the same tempo, so basic things, right? Beyond that, I would say certain songs, just leave them alone. Like certain songs, like it's hard to remix or hard to match them up with stuff because the song itself is so, it just transcends. Now, if you can find a way to do it, then do it, but it just, there's certain things that you can't touch, I think. And if you are gonna like do a mashup or something, I think you have to think about how the cadence of the songs make sense together. Because even though something might be in the same key, it might be the same speed, it might be the same, like it might line up on paper, the essence of the songs don't really make sense together. So I think it's important to just make sure they have a similar cadence, a similar energy, a similar bounce, and then usually that's what makes for a good mashup, I guess.
Very valuable advice. Do you remember the last mashup you heard that made you like lose your mind?
In a good way or bad?
In a good way. In a positive way.
Yeah. There was one on TikTok, I can't remember who made it, but someone made a mashup of, I can't remember, it was some Arabic song, like a classic Arabic song with Ayo Technology by 50 Cent. And it was sick. I was like, because I used to love that song. And it was the perfect, it flowed beautifully. I was like, this is so niche. Because like, who else would want to put these two songs together? It felt like he crept into my brain as a 12-year-old, you know what I mean? And just like, figured out what I would love, but I can't remember the other song, but yeah.
Shout out to whoever made that mashup, we'll find you. So you're going into a big set like tonight, sold it out, you're playing for a huge crowd. As you're preparing, and as you're playing more so, I guess, how are you finding a balance between playing what you know the crowd will love and like dropping in things that you really want to play but might be a little more risky? How do you find that balance as a DJ?
So that's always, this is the DJ's job, right? The DJ's eternal dilemma is like trying to do the stuff that we want to showcase, but also making sure the crowd is having a good time and the crowd's enjoying themselves and you guys are getting what you came for, right? Because I want y'all to be happy. And I think it just takes reps and it takes years of learning how to read a room and read the right energy in the crowd. What I personally try and do, and again, it's hard to explain in words, it's more just like, demonstratable, but what I personally try and do is give the crowd a good amount of stuff that I absolutely know they're gonna love, they can sing along to, they can belt out their hearts to their friends, they can take a video, they can like have those moments, but like, I try and do that, I think probably I try and front load that maybe so that I get the trust of the room and they're in a really good mood. And then once I've got them wherever I want them, they'll be more amenable to like left wing stuff. But if you start off really left wing, it's like, oh, what is this? This isn't what I came here for. You know what I mean? So there's a bit of a balance. It depends on your style of DJing and what the context of the show is, but yeah, it's just that push and pull between those two things. Or I would say mashing the two up, right? Taking something everyone knows and loves and mixing it in with something that's left field in a way that they can then, well, you can welcome them into something different.
Yeah. Oh. One of the things that every DJ comes up on in their journey is some crazy malfunction or something going wrong during their set, and we've all had those moments. And I love asking DJs, like, what was the craziest mishap you had happen during a set, and how did you recover from it?
So I have a good one for this. The first time I ever played in London, it was my first time in the country, and I was a guest DJ booked for Nouria's party. Do you know Nouria? She's a DJ from London, doing a lot of Middle Eastern like dance music. So it was her event, sold out. I was going on at 1 a.m. and I go onto the stage and I DJ with Serato, which means I use a laptop on the side to like connect to the turntables, right? So I had to bring some wires and I like connected. The stage is packed with like 1 million people and I'm like trying to connect my wires. And some way, somehow, I did something wrong. And so like, it was my turn to play. And I'm like, what up, London? And they're so stoked. It's my first time in the country. It's packed, it's sold out, it's 1 a.m. Energy's high. I press play on the like right deck. And on my laptop, the left deck starts playing. So something was misconnected and basically everything was backwards. So I would like even the crossfader, like when you took it to the right, it would like the left side was playing, or everything was fucking backwards. Like it was, and so I realized this immediately. The song starts playing, everyone starts cheering, and I'm like, I can't DJ this way. So I'm like, I stopped the music and I'm like, hold on everyone, we're having technical difficulties, give me 2 minutes. They're like, all right. I try and rewire it. Somehow I still got it wrong, and it still crossed backwards. But at this point it was like, if I made them wait any longer, it was gonna get awkward, I think. So I just had to bite the bullet, and I DJ'd the whole 2 hours with everything backwards. And it was like the most insane thing. Somehow I did it, I don't know how. But I had to like, all my muscle memory, I had to like fight it, right? Because every little thing you do, I had to be like, wait, so if I press play here, it's actually not gonna play the song I think it's gonna play the other song. And that's gonna come out of the other channel. So I have to cut the bass on this, you know what I mean? Like, it was like math, it was horrible. But somehow, I made it through.
I can't even fathom figuring out how to do that live in front of a ton of people. Everything in reverse. That's like, wow. Congratulations on making it through that set. That's beautiful. I kind of want to take it to our next topic of, so the event we're doing tonight is for our music blog, That Good Shit. We're like a music curation and music discovery platform. So I would love to talk to you a bit about just like what you're listening to. What's like a couple artists or a couple songs that have been at the top of your playlist when it comes to like your personal listening? What have you been listening to?
Okay, so lately I've been really obsessed with this genre of music that comes from Algeria. Any Algerians in the room? No, that's okay. So historically there's a popular genre of music from Algeria called Rai, and out of Rai came this like evolution called YY, and it's really auto-tuned and it's really gritty and it's really like street, I guess, and I've just been really obsessed with YY lately. So like a couple artists I've been listening to from that world is this woman named Sheba Wette, and Sheb Bello is another one, and so I've been kind of obsessed with that world lately, the YY world.
Wait, so it's called YY? How do you spell YY, just so we know?
W-A-Y, W-A-Y, like YY.
I'm excited to get into that. And on the front of like DJs, are there any emerging DJs that you're really excited about, or that you just want people to know about?
There's this DJ out of Pakistan. His name is Sid, S-I-D-D. Super talented. I've been into him for a few years now, and he just keeps getting better. So that's one I would definitely recommend. Sid, S-I-D-D, from Pakistan.
Amazing. I kind of want to see if any of you guys want to ask a question. Is that okay with you? Does anyone want to ask a question? Do you want to come up and hop on the mic real quick and just I'll just hold it. We just have a cord, so I can't bring it all the way over here. But yeah, you want to ask a question?
Hi, big fan, love you. I have 1.5 questions. So my music introduction and awakening was Kaifa Wahbe Agul Ahwak. What was the first song that you heard on Rotana or MTV, an Arabic song that made you be like, oh, I get it? And then my second question is, do you prefer Knaf and Khishne or Knaf and Na'me? Thank you so much.
That's a really good question. Both of them. Okay, to answer the first one, probably, okay, the earliest song I can remember hearing for Arabic music is probably Noor al-Ayn by Amapiano. But I would say the first one that I remember like activating my brain was Aini by Hamid Shadi, if you know that song. I love that song. It's just something about that clicked with me at a young age. It's really hard. The second question is really hard. The real answer is I like both. I like any form of kanafa in front of me. But if I had to choose, probably Naaman, probably, but it's hard to choose. I don't know, I like both. I see some people shaking their heads like, nah. I don't know, if there's kanafa in front of me, I'll eat it. So that's the real answer.
I really love your Alexa
Kanafa Queen and the one in LA? Yeah, so for those of you who haven't seen, when I did the LA show last year, actually and this year, there's this woman in LA named Kanafa Queen, and she is the queen of kanafa. And for those of you who don't know what kanafa is, it's like a famous Palestinian dessert. She made these little like kanafa cups and like sealed things, and we threw them into the crowd while I was DJing, so that was pretty legendary.
Shout out to her. Yes, thank you for your question. Would you also like to ask a question? Come on up and ask on the mic.
I'm just curious, has there ever been a song that you've tried to mash up that against all odds just didn't work? And you're like, I hope someone one day gets this, but I can't.
That's a great question. The answer is yes, but I just can't think of exactly. There's been many times where I'm like, there's just certain songs that are so good. Actually, recently I was trying to do something with Amy by Hamid Shadi, and I couldn't. I was like, it's just too good the way it is. But I don't have a specific answer, but yeah, the answer is yes, I tried a lot. There's lots of times where I'll have a song and I'm like, I really want to do something with this. Remix it, mash it up with something, whatever. And I try it for hours and hours, and then I'm like, yeah, I just can't do it. It's just too good the way it is. Or maybe I'm just not, I don't have the skill set. But yeah, it's going to have many moments like that, for sure.
Does anyone else want to ask a question? No pressure. Okay, I got a few more for you. Kind of just looking at your career where it's at right now, like you're just experiencing so much growth and having all these exciting moments from the shrine to tonight. If your career was a book, what would the current chapter be titled and why?
I think the current title of the chapter would be Phases, which is also one of my favorite songs by Magic Jordan. Shout out Magic Jordan. But I resonate with that song and the title Phases because I feel like I just keep going through different phases. It's just like the last 3-4 years have been unbelievable in so many ways for my career. And I just never would have imagined any of it for myself. So I'm grateful for every day and appreciative of everyone who comes to the shows and rocks with me. And I'm just trying to just keep doing my thing one day at a time, go through different phases and do it to the best of my ability.
Life is all about living through the phases. It's a beautiful thing. You must be doing a lot of traveling. Obviously, you're playing these gigs. You're up late. How are you taking care of yourself through these phases?
I would say for me, the most important things have been just touching base with family and friends. I try and FaceTime my parents often. Every time I land in a new city, I check in with my parents. FaceTime them for a bit, call Tantecito, talk to my brothers, my sister, my friends, and trying to stick to some semblance of a routine, although I'll be honest, it's been really hard for me to like figure out how to keep to a routine while I'm on the road, but I like to just check in with friends everywhere I go, see family, or talk to family, and try to keep myself grounded. I try my best nowadays to not stay out too late. So like when I first started touring, it was like 3-4 years ago, it was like after every party, there's always an opportunity to go to an after party somewhere. Like someone's inviting you somewhere. And it's like, at first I was like, yeah, like, I'm going, yeah, it's my first time in this city, let's go. And then after a while, you're like, damn, I can't do that anymore. At least not every show. It's like tomorrow I'm playing in Chicago. The day after I'm playing in Toronto. Like, I'm trying to prioritize sleep, I guess is what I'm saying, as much as I can.
What's the coolest after party experience you've had thus far?
I do have a cool one. I was playing in Perth in Australia. Somehow, I guess, okay, there's this guy who lives in Perth. I guess he's like a billionaire. He's like this Filipino guy or something. I don't know, he started like a gambling company or something and is a billionaire. I don't know much about the guy. It was his birthday the same day as my show. And some way, somehow, we got invited to his birthday party after the show. And his birthday party was in a club that he had built himself inside of his car collection warehouse. So he had like 1,000 cars, Rolls Royces and Ferraris and all this stuff, and then inside of the warehouse was a nightclub that he built for himself to throw his own parties. And so I went to that. And it was really cool. It was really random. It was just like, I never imagined I would end up there. So that was a cool one.
That sounds like something you'd see in a movie. Like that actually sounds alright. So like, how close in proximity was the club to the cars? Like, were you partying like next to the cars, or like?
Couldn't see the cars from the club. It was like walled off. It was like a room within a room, I guess. Like a full club, like within a giant warehouse. Is the vibe.
That's crazy. On your ideal, whoa, sorry, the chord's a little. On your ideal day, when you have like a full day off, there's no DJing to be done, no traveling to be done, describe to us like your perfect day off for yourself.
Okay, so I'll wake up at like 9 or 10, hit the gym if I have the motivation to, get a coffee with my friend Jules, have a breakfast burrito. I'm from California, so I'm very obsessed with breakfast burritos. Have a breakfast burrito, and then just hang out with some friends. I like spending quality time with my friends, having a nice coffee, sitting outside and chatting. Do that, hang out, go to a nice dinner with some friends, and wrap it up. I don't know, that's it, call it a night, I guess. On my days off, I don't like to go out, because I'm out for a living. So these days when I don't have to be out, I just like to take it really, really easy.
You mentioned coffee, and I'm really curious, and I feel like this says a lot about a person. What's your coffee order?
So it's shifted over time. It kind of depends on where I am, funny enough. So usually my coffee order is an iced coffee with a little bit of half and half. No sugar. That's typically my, like a cold brew with a little bit of half and half. Although when I was in Europe recently, I kept on doing flat whites everywhere I went. Because I think because Europe doesn't understand the concept of iced coffee or any kind of thing with ice. They don't seem to get it, so I just did flat whites. It was great. So those are usually my like go-to.
The flat white is very classy. When you're traveling, I feel like you've just been able to see so many corners of the world, and that's, you know, one of the beautiful things about becoming such a successful DJ. If you could recommend people like one place in the world you think they should absolutely visit based on your travels, what would you recommend and why? Probably hard to say.
It's really hard to say. I've been really lucky that I've been able to travel to a lot of places. It's really hard to say. It completely depends on what your vibe is and what you're going for and what you're interested in. But some of my favorites that I've been to. Okay, so for food and general culture, India. I've been really blessed to be, I've played in like 9 or 10 different cities in India, and India is like unbelievably rich in history and culture and food and music, and like, it just feels like a different planet, you know? So I would say India if you're into that, but it is like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's a chaotic place. It's a little hectic, and so go with someone who like is from there, or if you know someone who can help you navigate maybe. So, but you have to be like ready for that. It's a little chaotic, right? Same thing about Egypt. I've been to Egyptians in the room. Let's go, make some noise. I've been to Egypt like 3 or 4 times now, and I love it so much. But if you're not Egyptian, or you don't speak Arabic, or if you don't know someone who's Egyptian, it's a little chaotic. Yeah, okay, so your friends are, yeah. It's a little chaotic, so prepare yourself. But it's like unbelievably rich in history and culture and depth. Amazing place. And then on like the European side, I would say Amsterdam is one of my favorite places I've ever been. The architecture is unreal. It's very quaint. There's like a canal on every street. Everything's a postcard everywhere you go. And my last one would be Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. Just like, I don't know. It's just awesome. I loved it. Amazing food, amazing people, super fun, super vibrant. Yeah, those are my answers.
Beautiful. I've only been to Amsterdam out of those places. Really big fan of the biking. It's like everyone's biking everywhere. There's huge like bike roundabouts. There's people like biking their kids in like a big tub on the front of their bike. Like they've got biking nailed down to a science. So yeah, as we kind of like wrap up here, get ready to send you off to your set tonight. What is like one song you are most excited to play tonight?
It's a tough question because I don't really know what I'm playing yet. Like I freestyle most of my sets. I don't have a set list in mind necessarily. But there's 2 answers to that. It's like the first one is my own track that came out like recently. It's called Walla. It's with this artist from Cairo named Ummi. And I think it's an amazing track, and I'm really, every time I play it at the shows it goes off. So I'm really excited to play that. And then lately in a lot of my shows I've been playing I Shalek by Alyssa, and that's like a classic, so I've just been obsessed with that lately. So I don't know, probably those 2.
Amazing. Well, the set tonight is going to be great. I'm assuming y'all will also be there, so count on seeing them in the front. And to kind of end off here, what would you like to say to just your fans and your supporters and the people who have been there with you on this rise to this beautiful place you're now?
I would just like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's like the coolest honor of my life to be able to do this, and I'm just happy that y'all are rocking with me and you come to the shows and you have a good time, and it means the world when I see like smiles on everybody's faces and they come up to me and they tell me how many friends they made or how much fun they had, or in many cases like I met my husband or my wife at your show 2 years ago. Like that's amazing. So yeah, I'm just honored. I just want to say thank you. It means the world. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's so nice to meet you. Have a great set. Thank you guys for being here. I hope y'all enjoy the Sounds That Move Festival. We're gonna be here till 3 a.m., dancing and rocking out here and up on the roof as well. So yeah, thank you guys.